Hey everyone, Jackie here, and welcome back to the Women Kickball's YouTube channel. I know it's been a minute since I've been on this YouTube channel by myself, as I've been posting some video clips and interviews with people in the soccer industry, which have been super fun to do. So if you haven't checked those out with my friends David Copeland-Smith and Jenna Tonelli, you should definitely check those out and watch them. There's some really good insight and just laughs along the way, but I'll be honest with you, this past NWSL offseason really kicked my butt, and yeah, I just got pretty burnt out, so I was definitely just catching up from the long season that we had, and then I also went through some different challenges, both personally and professionally, just trying to figure out so much with Women Kickballs and potentially restructuring my business. I also announced that I'm no longer doing magazines at Women Kickballs, and so while I feel good about that, and while those magazines actually sold out completely, you know, coming into this next season, there's just so many different things to think about, as we're also in an Olympic year as well, so there's lots going on. But just wanted to keep it real with you all, especially as we're diving into a very, very long NWSL season. And while I've gotten a lot of inquiries of just people messaging me, asking me how I'm doing, and nice things like that, I really appreciate it. I also, every Wednesday, publish a new video on my Patreon channel, and that's where I like literally spill the tea and share with you all how I'm really doing about different things and just the process of how things are going. So if you want to get some exclusive info of what it's like working in the soccer industry as a full-time freelancer and entrepreneur, that's where you can get the latest. So I'll include the link to my Patreon channel in the description box. All right, so now on to some NWSL news. So we're officially in the final days of the countdown ahead of the season, and so I'm going to dive into some of the latest headlines and milestones that are taking place this week, because we got lots of stuff going on. All right, so first things first, we have the NWSL Challenge Cup. So there's been so many different editions of this Challenge Cup because, as most of you know, it was a tournament that was created during COVID and to adapt to that. So it was kind of seen as like first a way for players to get time and minutes in on the field, and then it was adapted into like this preseason, I don't know, tournament thing that was going on in 2022. And then last year we had Challenge Cup games that were embedded throughout the regular season as well, which was kind of crazy. And so now this year we have a new version of it where it's a single game match, and it's against the previous NWSL championships and the previous Shield winners. So last year with Gotham winning the championship and San Diego Wave FC winning the Shield, those two teams are going to be facing off this week in New Jersey. And so with this Challenge Cup game, obviously the biggest incentive is to be a Challenge Cup winner. But on top of that, the sponsorship deal with UGK is actually awarding $3,500 to each player individually on the winning team. And on the opposing team, each individual player will receive $2,200. And the Challenge Cup MVP will actually earn an additional $2,000 in prize money. So there's some extra bonuses on the line here for players with this upcoming format of the Challenge Cups. And so while obviously the competition is going to be great, as they are the top two teams from last season, it'll be interesting just to see how this dynamic of players will be working, because for example, we are coming off the CONCACAF tournament as well, where you have players like Crystal Dunn and Alex Morgan and Jenna Neiswanger, Naomi Girma, etc., who have played in the W Gold Cup this past weekend, and then they're jumping back into their club season, and within the same week they're now competing in this Challenge Cup game. So yeah, they're switching gears a little bit into the NWSL season as it kicks off, but I think that you have a stacked roster with Gotham, and so seeing that with some national team players, I think it might just be adjusted a little bit in terms of the CONCACAF window kind of just recently happening too. So we might see some players like Tierna Davidson or Emily Sonnet, Roosevelt in action for Gotham, maybe for the first time, or we might not. So it'll kind of be interesting just to see how things unfold, especially with the minutes in that they got from the weekend. So the dynamic of players might be a little different, obviously, as we're kicking off the season, but it'll still be a good game to watch. So if you want to tune into that, it'll be taking place this Friday, March 15th at 5 p.m. Pacific time for all the West Coast peeps, and it'll be taking place at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So this will be a great game. And as a side note, in case you haven't heard, I just came out with a 2024 NWSL guide in collaboration with Together. So this free PDF guide goes over all the teams, the locations, the coaches, the players, basically all you need to know. It's the NWSL 101 guide, and so this has all the information for games as well. There's a free PDF schedule within this guide, so be sure to check it out at the link in the description box, and yeah, be sure to download that because it's a free resource for all of you. All right, now moving on to item number 2 with Kansas City Current, as they have a really big milestone in not just NWSL history, but I would say women's sports history as well. So for those of you who don't know, the Kansas City Current, they're a team that has been reintroduced to the league as they came back a few years ago. And this weekend, they'll be making their debut in their new stadium called CPKC Stadium. Kind of a tongue twister if you say it too fast. And so it'll be really awesome to see that. It's the first ever stadium built specifically for women athletes. And so the stadium capacity is 11,500. And I'm actually in Kansas City for this reason. So I'm very excited. I've been going to their trainings this past week and yeah, talking with players and coaches, and I've been getting the inside scoop on all that good stuff. So very excited to be here. I've never been to Kansas City before, but you know, when in Kansas City, you gotta come, I guess, if the Current are playing. So yeah, I'm excited for this weekend's game. It'll be a good lineup against the Portland Thorns, and they actually, the Kansas City Current and the Portland Thorns faced off when they first joined the league back in 2013. So it's a little bit of a full circle moment. So I'll share with you some clips from the training session that I went to earlier in the week and what people had to say, like head coach Vlatko Andonovski and some players as well. Vlatko, for you, obviously thinking about, I know that NWSL posted how, you know, Portland Thorns and Kansas City were the opening game, and then being here this weekend, like, is that full circle, or just kind of like, what are you most excited about to see that growth unfold?
I mean, I'm most excited about the game itself. Like, I cannot wait for this team to get on the field and start rolling. I mean, we spent a lot of time training. We spent a lot of time practicing different things. So I try not to get wrapped up into anything else, being a season opener or the new stadium or being a full circle for me personally. It's a game that we want to win, just like any other game. I mean, I don't think game 2 is going to be any different. We're going to have the same approach, and we're going to want to win the game just as much as we want to win this game.
See me this weekend at CPKC Stadium. Please be sure to say hi. I would love to see your faces. So yeah, looking forward to that. And you can follow my social media channels to get more exclusive updates and different video footage of things I'll be doing as well. All right, so the third item is expansion teams. Of course, there's so much happening with Bay FC and the Utah Royals, and it'll be really exciting to see their debuts this weekend. For the Royals, we know that they were previously in the league before, and they're now like returning to it. And so Amy Rodriguez previously played for the Royals back in the day. She was the captain as well, and of course she played with the U.S. men's national team. So it'd be great to see a key figure like her really just leading this team in their first year back. So I'm excited to see what they'll be doing, as they obviously have a good mix of players from the expansion draft and the draft earlier that took place this past January, with some rookie signings as well. So there's a good mix of things happening there. And as for Bay FC, obviously they're new to this league, but not new to women's soccer per se, because yeah, they were founded by a few former U.S. men's national team stars such as Brandi Chastain, Leslie Osborne, Daniela Slayton, and Allie Wagner. And of course, their head coach, Albertine Montoya, previously coached the WPS back in the day. And so he's seen a handful of players come through as well, whether he was coaching them or he was on the opposing team watching them as well. So they'll be facing Angel City this upcoming Sunday in LA. And yeah, being that I'm in Kansas City, I can't be in two places at once. So I'll be missing the home opener in LA, but can't wait to catch up on it and see all that happens. And so it'll be cool to see these Angel City fans go hardcore as they usually do, being that this is our first ever like SoCal, NorCal rival going on. So can't wait to see that unfold. All right, and item number 4 comes down to viewership, because this season is going to be very different in terms of how we view games. And so ahead of the 2023 NWSL Championship, the NWSL announced that they have a new media rights deal that is worth $240 million. That is insane. How do people have that much money? That is a lot of money. And so with this season, you have so many different streaming platforms such as Prime Video, ION, ESPN, Paramount Plus, CBS, NWSL Plus, which is a new feature as well. So there's lots of different places to watch games. So as I mentioned before, you can check out the free NWSL guide at the link in my description box below. And Together and I put all the information literally together for you. So it's all right there. It has the information that you need to know. And another cool growth aspect to the NWSL is that they recently announced that they're partnering with Amazon. And so Amazon will be their official retail partner, where they will have NWSL merch as well. So that'd be pretty cool to see more NWSL gear and merch on Amazon, because like everyone and their mom uses Amazon. I use it all the time. It's so convenient. I know I don't always want to use it, but there's a lot more resources happening marketing and just growth opportunities for the league. So that's pretty cool to see that more merch and gear will be available to everyone on pretty much any platform. And so it's cool to see that there's more opportunity for the NWSL to keep growing through a platform like Amazon where everyone can go on it. So pretty soon you'll start seeing some more gear and merch coming that way. All right, so that's some of the latest info for you ahead of the NWSL season. As always, you can get a free sticker and an NWSL trading card when you subscribe to the website. So you can check out womenkickballs.com. And when you subscribe, you basically just get notifications through your emails of my latest articles and resources and things like that. And if you'd like to get connected on social media as well, you can check out all my social media platforms here. Everything is just at womenkickballs, where you can get more info of things that are happening throughout the week and news as well. So appreciate you all being here and hope that you enjoy this NWSL weekend as we're kicking things back off. So being that I'm based in Southern California, I obviously go to a lot of Angel City and San Diego Wave games. So if you ever see me around, please say hi. And on my social media channels as well, you'll see when I do meetups or when I'm at games. That's probably the easiest way to keep track of where I'm at. But this weekend, as I mentioned, I'll be in Kansas City. So can't wait to see some of you KC fans over here. So looking forward to it, and happy NWSL weekend. We are back, baby. Let's go.